Hello and welcome to the first video on this series of how opera affected the Romantic composer. This is the first episode about Chopin. So, um, yeah, let's get this started. So, first let's talk a little bit about just opera and kind of what it meant. So, opera was a very important part of the music culture in the 19th century. Kozlowski's Ghost states, in the 19th century, Italian opera was the cultural dominant in Western music. This music was incredibly influential to composers of the day and affected many parts of their music. One such example of a person who is affected by opera was the subject of today's video, Frédéric Chopin. So Frédéric Chopin took aspects of the Italian bel canto opera style, like coloratura, for example, and used it throughout his music, as shown in his first Ballade. So if we look at this image right here, we can see in this treble line here, this type of coloratura phrasing, right? Especially with this kind of almost unmeasured run here in this. What beat is this? In the fourth beat here and onwards, right? This doesn't necessarily mathematically add up, but that's because this is part of the coloratura style. So, yeah. Chopin would often write these lines that at a glance an unexperienced player may play in the wrong way. This is because they do not understand the intent behind the phrase. An unexperienced player may look at this line and play it completely in time, but this is not the proper intended way to play a line as such. And Mikuli says this about Chopin's timing. In keeping time, Chopin was inexorable, and some readers will be surprised to learn that the metronome never left his piano. Even in his much maligned tempo rubato, the hand responsible for the accompaniment would keep strict time, while the other hand, singing the melody, would free the essence of the musical thought from all rhythmic fetters, either by lingering hesitantly or by eagerly anticipating the movement with a certain impatient vehemence akin to passionate speech. Right. This type of playing is heavily influenced by the coloratura style of singing employed in the bel canto opera style. Chopin believed it very important to listen to opera to get a sense of how to phrase and play things naturally. Chopin's advice was that this theory of musical declamation should be grounded upon the rules which guide vocalists, and that it should be perfected by hearing good singers. This just shows how important Chopin thought that listening to opera was. It completely shaped how one would phrase things. And, well, in regards to that, I really suggest that in order to get a deeper understanding on this topic, to go ahead and read the section by the name of Bel Canto, a model for pianistic declamation in fullness of tone, in the Technique and Style section of Chopin, Pianist and Teacher, for it has great depths of information about Chopin's thoughts on singing and its relation to playing the piano. Remember, though, that this information can be applied to many such instruments, not just the piano. So, I just want to say, this book, the Chopin and Pianist, the Chopin Pianist and Teacher book, is incredibly helpful if you want to learn about the bel canto style and kind of how Chopin, thought about opera and how it affected kind of his playing, his compositions, his teaching. It is very good for that. It has a lot of information on how he interprets music and thinks about music, and that very much so relates to bel canto opera. So, anyway, I figured I would kind of show you, kind of tell you guys about that book. I would really go recommend reading it. It's by Jean-Jacques Eigeldinger. It's in public domain, I believe. So, actually, it might not be. It might not be. So, you guys might have to go buy that, but. If you're at a college, your research community should have that. So, anyway, with that though, I think that concludes my segment on Chopin's relation to opera, it really did have a large impact on Chopin as a player, teacher, and pianist. And I challenge you, the viewer, to go and apply these principles in your own playing, composition, etc., right? Whether you play piano or not. It's truly valuable information, and you should definitely take it and apply it to whatever you're doing, whether that's, playing romantic music, composing music in a romantic style or style similar to it. I think this information about opera can really be applied to a lot of different circumstances. So, yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.